I'm trying to wrap up the second week of our training course. It would be difficult to do justice to the many comments we received on the virtual on-site operation coordination center. Starting with what is UN-CMCoord, one participant referred to the number of stakeholders. The smaller the number of stakeholders, the easier it is to coordinate. Access and deconfliction came up quite often. The humanitarian notification system for deconfliction, and also these tools to guarantee access, referring to dedicated access units as well. When we discussed peacekeepers for the first time, the quick impact projects came up as one part of civil military coordination. One participant referred to information and planning, leaving out the task division from the key concept of what is UN-CMCoord. And no surprise, the de facto authorities and non-state armed groups were mentioned as part of this civil military coordination environment. Interesting, intergovernmental organizations such as the European Union, the delegations often assume a coordination role. Turning to the 5 tasks, we did again a fascinating exercise, and the Google Sheet is full of good ideas. Some people are aiming quite high at the ministerial level or at the force commander level. Again, no surprise, non-state armed groups are coming up in all 5 tasks. One person mentioned the redundancy of agreements, meaning that we should first implement a few things what we have before thinking of many more guidelines. One person put that let's not assume that stakeholders know the humanitarian principles. The principles came up quite often. Also the influence of international actors on national actors when it comes to the support in critical areas of coordination. Knowledge of the context, the culture, the ethnic groups was stressed, and very promising at the end, someone said we don't have a coordination platform, but we will have one in the future. Our micro-learning on communication continued in the coffee breaks. Very important small, tiny aspects and details which make a difference. One could even summarize by saying what is said is equally important to how it is said. And here we went through a couple of elements again, communicating the interest, listen actively, assertive communication, asking questions in the right way, connecting beyond words, we call it in our micro-learning. Only a small percentage of our communication is actually the spoken word. And listening actively and rephrasing and reinforcing and paying attention to the cultures and to the communication styles in the different contexts is more important than ever, especially when we are in face-to-face conversation in very difficult contexts. And then the highlight of the week, our group learning on liaison arrangements. Rapid, time effective, fast information sharing, relationship building were some of the buzzwords in co-location. But also the loss of neutrality seems to be a concern. In the liaison exchange and liaison visits, one concern was on the quality of the liaison officers, but also relying only on one source of information was mentioned as a disadvantage. On the other hand, the permanent access arrangements to and from the different stakeholders are seen as an advantage. On the interlocutor model, we see more disadvantages than advantages. COVID was brought up, for instance, where the interlocutor is a safer model, one group mentioned. Still, several comments referred to trust and confidence in such a liaison arrangements is often lacking. Thank you for listening. I wish everyone a lot of learning in week number 3, and join us at the coffee breaks. Thank you.